very often treat what happens online as if it were somehow less real than what happens offline. I told you already, I speak to many young people, and every single school that I go into to speak about pornography, I'm told by the teachers or the principals, make sure you address sexting. We've had instances of that, and I could assume that I knew that was going to happen, but sure, I'll address it. And these are good Catholic schools, good Catholic parents, okay? Address this issue of sexting. But there's an example. We think what happens online is less real. But of course, if this person who sent this sexually explicit image to her boyfriend were to stand naked before her boyfriend, another thing I wouldn't recommend, but that is potentially far less damaging than throwing out an image of herself in a sexually provocative pose with little to no clothing on, which can then potentially be duplicated millions of times. What happens online isn't less real than what happens offline. Now, how do we as Christian parents often deal with the crisis at hand and the suggestion that we need to do something? This is how. Now, Christian parents bury their heads in the sand in a different way to how perhaps some secular parents bury their heads in the sand. Perhaps for the secular parent, they say to themselves, pornography's not that bad. It's a rite of passage. We bury our heads in the sand differently. How do we do that? I can't tell you how many parents, and maybe you've said it in this room, have said to me, I trust my kids. They wouldn't be looking at that. And as I heard Father Kilcoley say, the problem isn't that we trust our kids. The problem is that we may have placed far too much misguided trust in the internet. Many of us parents would rather react than be proactive.